Hi guys, so today we are going to share with you some tips that we have brought into our relationship to make it work, living in a small space on our small boat, and so you can thrive as well. Use these tips as well.
Stay tuned.
We have 4 tips to share with you today, and they kind of intertwine with each other. Without one, the other one doesn't work, and they kind of just flow together.
We went from living 3,000 miles away from each other to living about 30 feet away from each other all the time.
2 feet away from each other.
Yeah. So we wanted to talk to you and just kind of tell you some tips that we use what we've used to make that transition from 3,000 miles to 30 feet. And one of the reasons we're doing this actually is because we are asked quite a bit, like, how'd you guys do it? You know, you're not killing each other on a boat.
Well, but you don't see. Tip number 1 is don't sweat the small stuff. How do you not sweat the small stuff with me?
I did sweat the small stuff in the past, and I made a mess of my relationships because of it, and I didn't realize it at the time. So you may think that you're being complimentary or helpful with your partner. Maybe they clean the kitchen, okay, and you're not happy with the cleanliness of the kitchen. Oh, well, you missed a spot, or oh, you know, maybe you just go up and start doing it yourself and they're sitting over there. That's criticism. You may not think it's criticism, but it is, and that shuts people down, and over time it can be very, very, very wearing on a relationship. I did that in the past because I was extremely critical of myself in all aspects of my life. I didn't love myself. I hated myself. I didn't realize I was projecting that out on my partner, and I did that to her, and I brought her down. So in looking back at that past experience, I've learned from it. So take your learnings from the past. Don't live in your past, but take your learnings from the past and bring them to the future and learn something from them, because every experience is a learning experience. So I take those learnings and I apply them with her. As you become aware of, well, awareness is another thing. It's not on here, but awareness of your thoughts and your feelings, and not just reaction, not just reacting to things. That's extremely important. So once you become aware of your feelings about things and your thoughts about things, which are feelings, then there's a little microsecond of time where you can question it and say, oh, well, you know, do I need to be saying this at this point? Or, you know, maybe my story needs to change a little bit, versus just, oh, you know, reacting. And then the other person just reacts, and you get back in this thing, and nobody's thinking. It's just reaction back and forth, and there's no thought involved at all. How don't you sweat the small stuff with me?
I know that you're a little different than me. I move fast. My mind goes fast, and his goes slow. He moves slower. He takes his time to do everything, where I just go fast and move on. In the past, that might have irritated me. I could have maybe insulted him, or, you know, like words like, why can't you go faster? Why can't you think more like me? Why can't you understand this quicker? Or things like that. But I just allow him to be him and to take the time that he needs to take to understand something. That time that he takes, he needs it. If I nagged him, he's gonna get irritated, and then maybe the insults would fly back and forth, which is never good.
So a couple different things that Mary Beth was saying here is, for me, by her allowing me that space to think, to be comfortable with the situation, it allows me to grow. It allows me to, my ideas to proliferate, to get bigger, to my creativity to kind of kick in, because I need that time. And by her doing that, she allows me to feel safe, for one thing. safe in not a physical standpoint, but emotional. Because people don't open up to you unless they feel safe. There's a self-preservation in all of us. We may not realize it, but as soon as you approach somebody, or see someone across the room, there's something in you saying, "Ooh, is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe?" And you won't open up to somebody until you feel comfortable and safe. And she provides that for me. She allows me to be me, and that's been a huge, huge part of our relationship. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's the first point.
Before we give you the next tip, make sure you like and subscribe and click the bell button. And the next tip is allow space for your partner to grow.
Your partner is a flower, and in order for a flower to grow, you have to water it and give them space to be who they are. And then you come together as a couple with them being really comfortable with who they are, and being happy because they're giving their best gifts, and then you the same way. So then it's not even a 1+1 relationship. It's more than that. It's exponential. So as a couple, you can give exponentially to the world instead of just individually.
Yeah, and that is like giving each other time to do what they want to do, what they enjoy doing. Like, he likes to do karate. It frees his mind. It makes him a better person. He comes in happy because I've allowed him to be himself, to do what he likes to do, and come back to me when he's happy. The next tip is pay attention to your communication styles and make sure you're communicating in a way that your partner can understand. Often when women are talking, they just want to be heard. They don't want you to fix things. Like, oh, this happened and then this happened, and we're just talking and offloading, and most men just want to fix, and they'll want to say, well, maybe you should do that, or maybe you should do that. Well, no, I just wanted to tell you. But if you don't want that to happen again, maybe you should do, that's the typical response of a man, because they're fixers. Yeah. They want to fix, and they're doing it, they're saying it in love, because they don't want you to be in pain or to feel sad or whatever you're feeling. They want to fix it, right? But that's not why we say things.
We don't realize it. So as a guy, from a guy's perspective, just let her talk. Don't like go watch TV or watch a football game or fiddle with your phone. Be intent. Look in her eyes and listen to what she has to say. Accept what she has to say. Maybe overwhelming. Believe me, it is sometimes. And sometimes I have difficulty even keeping my eyes open because... but just accept and feel what she has to say, because it's really important for her to get that out. And then oftentimes she'll just like, okay, I'm good.
The last tip, and the most important one, is to provide safety and make sure your partner feels safe.
Touched on that probably throughout this, because all of it is really providing safety and comfort to your partner. How do I make you feel safe on the ocean, or even to venture out on the ocean with me?
Instinctually, I know that he's not going to do anything to put me in danger. You make me feel safe every day.
Okay.
I feel safe with you every day. He's got these strong arms. And when he hugs me, he just hugs me. And I know, even walking down the street, if he sees somebody that he doesn't trust, the feeling, the look of the person, or he'll move me to the other side of him. So he's next to that person. I mean, there was a time when we were in Kansas City, we were walking home in the dark, and there was a car that was approaching us and kind of kept circling around and kind of yelling at us and saying derogatory things to us and trying to get a rise out of us. And he put me to the other side. He held my hand tight, and I just felt the strength in him and the courage in you that he was going to keep me safe away from getting into a situation with these people that wanted seemingly to fight or to hurt us.
People don't open up to you unless they feel safe. there's a self-preservation in all of us. We may not realize it, but as soon as you approach somebody, or see someone across the room, there's something in you saying, "Oh, is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe?" And you won't open up to somebody until you feel comfortable and safe. And she provides that for me. And a lot of it is what she just talked about, is she's not critical of me. She allows me that space. I keep talking about that. And just, she allows me to be me. And that's been a huge, huge part of our relationship.
If you want more tips on how to make your relationship amazing in a small space or in a large space, click the link below that we provided in the description, and that'll take you to some more information that you can download. And let us know which tip you liked best in the comment, and like and subscribe and share this with other people that you think need this information.
So long, farewell. I'll either say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Don't you love him? He always makes everything into a song.